Hey y'all, it's Jamie with MtnsRiverSea here to tell you about my Old Town Loon 11.1. It's a really nice wreck boat that I bought several years ago used. Old Town's been making these for 20 years. This is an older model. They tend to call it the 11.1 Classic model. They make a newer version that's different and is pure plastic. This is made with a 3-layer Polylink 3 that's supposed to be indestructible. Weighs about 45 pounds and it's exactly 11 feet 1 inch long. And it's a really nice wreck boat because it's got the open cockpit, so even my husband, who's very tall, can fit in it very easily. This older model, you'll notice, has a seat that's actually on 2 rails, so it can be slid forward or back. So that's something that's adjustable that is not in the newer models. And then it's got adjustable foot pedals also inside of it. One thing you will notice about this model, there's not a whole lot of frills. All it really has is the bungee in the back, and it's got a rod holder right here on the side as well. But it doesn't have any dry storage, so no dry storage hatches. You'll probably need some dry bags if you're going to take a lot of gear. And it's a really fun, stable boat that's great for beginners, and I'm going to show you how it does in the water, so let's get in the water. Here's how you adjust the foot pedals for the Old Town Loon. You can put them where you think you need them before you get in the boat, and then maybe put them exactly where you want them once you're in. All you're going to do is reach down and push this lever towards the side of the boat, and then you're going to slide it forward or back where you need it. So if I slide it back and then let go of that push button, now it's going to stay where I need it. Where you want these foot pedals is where it's nice and comfortable. The bottom of your foot rests against this foot pedal with your heel on the bottom of the boat and your knees at a slight bend. That's the most comfortable. Okay, real quick, here's how you adjust this seat. It's a plastic molded seat that again is in these older models, but the back of the seat is adjustable. You can see you can fold it down when you're transporting. When you're sitting in it, you can pull this strap in the back to make it cinch up a little bit so you sit upright more, or let it out if you want to lean back more. Also, it's adjustable forward and back because of these rails. There's a small plastic round knob underneath the rail where it connects. You loosen that on both sides. Once you have that loose, you can now slide the seat where you want it. You don't want it all the way in the back. You're not going to trim correctly and you're going to lean too far back. The back of the boat will lay in the water too far. You want it more in the middle where your weight's distributed pretty evenly. Once you have it where you want it, then you just reach under there and tighten that plastic knob tight so it won't slide once you're in the water. And after that, you're ready to go. Here's how you can secure your paddle if you're just floating and need to put it away for a couple minutes. Maybe you're trying to fish from the boat, or you're about to get out and you just need it out of the way. It's got this bungee that's designed to be a paddle holder. All you do is loop it over that hook, front and back, and then that bungee is going to hold your paddle for you right there on the side of the kayak. I'm just going to show you the hull of this Old Town Loon 11.1, just to sort of show you how it's designed. This has got what's called a shallow V hull, which just means that it's got one very long shallow V to give you nice tracking, and it also is going to provide really good stability. It's not as pronounced as what you might see in a sea kayak, but it's not a completely flat bottom like you would see in a canoe. And that's what makes it a great wreck boat. It's going to have some tracking, but it's also going to be very stable as well. And then you're also going to have a skid plate back here at the very back, just in case you have to do any short distance dragging. It doesn't warp the plastic, and that's another feature that you see on a lot of wreck boats. better than I thought. So now that I'm in, I make sure the back's like I want it. I'm going to adjust this pedal like we talked about earlier, pushing the button and sliding it back a little bit. So you can see there's a little bend in my knees. They're just going to rest against the edge of the cockpit. And now that I'm in, I'm just going to show you how it paddles here on the flat water. And like I said earlier, it has that shallow V hull, and it being an 11-foot boat, it actually tracks pretty good for a wreck boat, which is one of the reasons this makes a great lake boat, pond boat. So let's see how she tracks. As you can see, this boat tracks pretty good. It's not going to be your fastest boat out on the water since it's not a sea kayak, but for an 11-foot wreck boat, it tracks pretty good. And you can tell it does turn. It's slow to turn compared to a whitewater boat or maybe a shorter 9 or 10-foot wreck boat. But it will turn. You're just going to have to give yourself a couple strokes to get it turned all the way. And as you can see, it's very stable. Once you're in this boat and you've got the pedals in the seat where you want it, it's very, very hard to turn this boat over, which makes it a great beginner kayak for kids, family, friends. It's got a weight capacity of 275. So it's a really, really great all-around wreck boat. And I'm going to try to put it on the river for you, show you how it handles a little bit of a current as well. Hey y'all, I'm going to show you how the Old Town Loon 11-1 paddles in a slow-moving river. We're here on the North Saluda River in the Piedmont of South Carolina. Just keep in mind that it does not have any flotation devices built into it, so I wouldn't take it down any serious whitewater. If it gets swamped, it's gonna be underwater. Some people recommend you even putting airbags inside the kayak if you are going to take it down any kind of whitewater. And I've got Ollie, the river dog, the hound lab mix here helping me as well. He's here for any river rescues that are needed. So as I showed you earlier on the pond, it has really good tracking since it is an 11-foot boat, but it's also very stable. So like I said, it's very hard to turn this boat, turn it over, and it is a little slow to actually turn, but I'll just show you how it does in the current. So if you're going to be on a really small creek or a really tight river with a lot of rocks to avoid, this boat might be a little bulky to be on that kind of a river. You might want to get something a little bit smaller, 9 or 10 feet or smaller, with more of a rocker bottom and a flat bottom. Like I said earlier, this hull is a shallow V. With that chine shallow V running all the way down the hull, it's going to make it slow to turn, also being an 11-foot kayak. But like I said, we bring this on this river all the time. It does just fine. It does great going upriver. My husband's faster than me going upriver because he's in an 11-foot boat with a shallow V hull, and I'm in a 9-foot Dagger Zydeco, which does track, but it's not as fast as he is. And then going downriver, it's very easy to paddle. And I'm going to even show you how it does going through some rapids. So let's go see how it does with that. summary, looking at the Old Town Loon 11.1 classic model, I think as a wreck boat, I would rate it as an 8 or 9 out of 10, just because it's such a great all-around beginner-friendly boat. Really good for small lakes and ponds and slow-moving rivers. It's very easy to get in and out of because of the big open cockpit and how stable a boat it is. So it's very beginner-friendly, and it's basically indestructible. So it's just a great all-around wreck boat that I think you'll enjoy for many years. Thanks for watching.
Hope y'all liked the video, and if so, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, rain or shine, get outside.